What's going on, party people? We are back with some more Pokemon YouTuber, OG Pokemon YouTuber retrospective. That's right. And thank you so much for the support on the series. Much appreciated. Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Fact channels, okay? The OG Pokemon Fact channels. Now, if you're wondering what that means exactly, well, here, I'll just hop on over to the TheJWittz channel. We'll go to popular videos, drop my mic, and this should give you a pretty good idea. You know, weakest Pokeballs, banned Pokemon episodes, creepy things about Pokemon, worst Pokemon, that kind of stuff. You know, just facts about Pokemon, shiny Pokemon, everything you can imagine. Now, this isn't going to be like a very like competitive focused video whatsoever, and I'm going to be covering like a pretty broad spectrum of Pokemon fact channels, I guess. I'm not going to cover too many, and I've decided to really focus on ones that I watched back in the day. I can't look at that picture anymore, James, but that thumbnail's just as an all-time great thumbnail from an all-time great YouTuber. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to cover how many channels I got lined up today. 7 channels that I want to look at, and you gotta start with TheJWittz. I mean, 1.5 million subscribers, and this guy, he's, you know, I don't really know what he's doing these days, but I'm pretty sure he's like working for Nintendo or something like that. He's definitely some kind of video game personality that doesn't really involve his YouTube channel too much anymore, because as you can see, in the last few years, things have been pretty quiet from him. We're looking at about, you know, 8 videos in the last 3 years or so, right? One in the last, I mean, he hasn't posted one in over a year, so it kind of gives you an idea. But you know, he's doing great things. I mean, this is a great YouTuber, really, like one of the all-time best, not just with Pokemon, but just Nintendo video games in general. He makes exceptional content, entertaining content, great sense of humor, pretty PG humor, even though these thumbnails might suggest otherwise. His videos, I think, are pretty clean, but yeah, you know, he gets into Mario and other Nintendo stuff too, but you know, his Pokemon videos are the ones that really stand out. And yeah, some of the YouTubers I'm covering today kind of cross over into outside of Pokemon a little bit. One in particular that I'll get to shortly, but it's tough not to talk about these guys when talking about OG Pokemon Fact YouTubers, because these were the guys. Even had my man Shofu in a video 11 years ago. I gotta rewatch that. That's pretty sweet. I mean, he wasn't afraid to collaborate, though it didn't look like he collaborated all that often, but you know, there's some. And for the record, again, this is my list. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be missing some pretty important Pokemon fact channels in this video. I really want to focus on the ones that I watched, because I found in the last part of this series, I talked about some channels that I didn't really watch, and I didn't really have much to say, because I don't really know what to say, you know? TheJWittz, I have tons to say. I mean, this guy, I mean, look, the Pokemon fact of the day, man. This guy was putting out stuff like daily. You know, 13 years ago, he was one of the best. I don't really know what to say. Who is Ash's father? Seriously, if you're fairly new to Pokemon, or even if you're not new to Pokemon, head over to his most popular videos and just check out some of these stuff. They're so good videos. They're such good videos, I should say. And like, you know, I used to like, I mean, before I met my wife and she like scolded me into reading before going to bed, I used to watch YouTube videos before going to bed, just have something on in the background. And this guy was one of my go-tos for sure. A lot of the YouTubers I'm gonna cover today were ones that these videos helped me fall asleep back in the day. I don't do that anymore. I've developed better sleep hygiene habits since then, but you know, this is a good channel for that, let's say. Okay, I think I said enough about TheJWittz, but the guy's the GOAT. And I know I've said multiple people in the series are the GOAT. This guy's actually the GOAT. Here's a fun one I want to talk about. Someone you may have forgotten. Now his channel, he goes by Jimmy Whetzel now. Probably screwed that up. I remember him as Nintendo Fan for the win. NintendoFanFTW. That's right, I'm talking about Jimmy. This guy, I mean, it was so impressive, the quality videos he was putting out at such a young age. Seriously, like, watch some of these videos. I think this is the one I was checking out earlier. If you jump to the end of the video, you see this man was a kid. He was like so young when he made these videos. These ones from like 12 years ago. And like you can see his most popular videos, these are all like from back then, really. He was putting out such good quality YouTube content for the time, and holds up, I would say, at such a young age. It was really, really remarkable, honestly. And you know, his Pokemon fact videos kind of follow some of the same, you know, you're gonna see a lot of overlap in the type of videos and the topics that are covered, right? And it's a copycat league, guys. I mean, when it comes to Pokemon fact channels, or Pokemon channels that also cover Pokemon facts, there's a lot of rinse and repeat, there's a lot of copycat, but we still watch, we still click on it, because, I don't know, we're just desperate for that Pokemon that content, man. We are. It's crazy to think this video is 12 years old now. That's insane. Another like common video you would see is just like favorite and least favorite video Pokemon back then. Those kind of videos, and it's weird that those get so many views, but they do. You know, they do. it's as simple as that. I should definitely do one. I know I made a video that didn't see a lot of success on my channel, that where I kind of try to figure out what my favorite Pokemon is from like a from some online tool, but I didn't have any music in that video, and it didn't perform well. It sucked. But maybe if my channel gets bigger, I'll do that someday. Talk about my favorite Pokemon, my least favorite Pokemon, that kind of stuff. Though honestly, I think I'd have a tough time picking a least favorite Pokemon. But I don't know if I could come up with 10. And Jimmy covered a lot of like just general Nintendo stuff too, and just like video game stuff too. He liked Sonic, so you know this guy knows what's up. Okay, Sonic's great. Shout out to Sonic. As you can tell, I use so much Sonic Adventure music in my videos. I love this game so much. And if we're talking about my favorite games that aren't Pokemon, yeah, Sonic Adventure's up there. F-Zero GX is up there. But yeah, like super impressive what he was able to do at such a young age. Nowadays, like he's, you know, not really doing much. He's not. Maybe I'll check out some of his stuff. I mean, just in the last few years, really not a whole lot going on. He kind of came and went. I think he streams. So if you are interested in what he's up to now, and maybe check him out on Twitch. I'm not much of a Twitch guy, I'm not gonna lie. I have it. There was like a couple shiny hunters I would follow there, but yeah, I'm not really following too close what he's doing now. But yeah, not a whole lot of videos in the last like 9-10 years, but that's okay. He did his thing. He will live on as a YouTube vet, as he calls himself. He knows what's up. Okay, kind of a weird channel to have here, but let me explain. I've got DidYouKnowGaming here. Now you might be like, what the heck, McFlurry? This isn't Pokemon. So look at this. None of these are Pokemon. I mean, there's Venusaur, but there's Pikachu. But you know, it's okay. That's kind of Pokemon. But you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. But when I think of Pokemon fact channels, DidYouKnowGaming comes to mind, because I think this might have been their first. No, this wasn't their first YouTube video, but I think their very first video. Let's go to oldest. It was that one. It's Pokemon. Yeah. You know, I mean, when this came out, that was a big deal, and it's interesting that it's like it was their first video, and to this day, it's their second most popular video. And if you look at their most popular video, it's actually their second video. So that's, you want to talk about evergreen content. That is, yeah. But their Pokemon videos did really well. And there's another one, Pokemon, right? Now they got lots of other cool stuff. They covered like every series, especially if it's a Nintendo. At least that's how it feels like. And they got Pokemon Science, right? Another Pokemon. That one has the DidYouKnowGaming, man. The DidYouKnowGaming. They've got lots of Pokemon videos here. You know, I mean, well, now that I look at it, it's maybe not as many as I remember, but Pokemon Secrets. I don't know. When I'm thinking of just OG fact channels, I can't help Pokemon and Religion. I can't help but to think of DidYouKnowGaming. Now, what are they doing now? Here you go. Pokemon Gold and Silver. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. My apologies. Pokemon Rumors. They got some good stuff here. Sonic Boom. Good lord. Good lord. I'm still trying to forget that game, man. And as for what they're doing these days, they're still doing their thing. I'd say they're uploading pretty consistently. I mean, in the last year, you know, maybe like 20 or so videos a year. That's okay. They collaborate with a lot of other YouTubers, mostly to do the commentary over the videos. But yeah, it's a good channel. Seriously, I highly recommend just going through their page and just checking out some stuff. Might learn a thing or two, even if it might even be a series other than Pokemon that you might enjoy. This is they've got everything, really. It's a good channel, and I can't help but to mention them, because when I think of this era of like TheJWittz and Nintendo Fan for the win, I can't help but to think about DidYouKnowGaming. You know, so I'm gonna throw them in there because this is my video. I'm gonna do what I want. Okay, the next ones I'm gonna talk about, I'm still gonna put them in the OG category, except for the very last one I'm gonna talk about. But I would say these guys aren't quite as OG, but I still want to talk about them because I still enjoy their content. You know what? I'll talk about HoodlumCallum next. I want to save the last three for their own thing. I didn't watch a ton of HoodlumCallum, but I was kind of on and off subscribed. I was kind of on and off subscribed to his channel over the years. You know, I have not been following what he's doing lately at all. I really don't know a whole lot about the guy. I mean, he's got face tattoos. That's pretty wild. But then again, he's got to live up to the name, I guess. And yeah, he did Pokemon facts and stuff too. I mean, Pokemon that used to look different. I'm guessing this is from like the beta sprites 9 years ago. You can see, even though he's still uploading, I think it's safe to say, sorry if this is a bit harsh, but he peaked back in the day. So I would consider him an OG, right? I mean, look at his most popular videos here. 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Yeah, that was quite some time ago, you know, 2016. You know, you can even say that's somewhat out of the OG realm, I guess. I would throw him in there, though. He was definitely someone that came to mind. Playing like Verlisify. I've got to watch this. If this is another Verlisify hate video, sign me up. Sign me up for that delicious content. So many videos I gotta check out after this. This is insane. You know, speculation videos as well. That kind of thing was popular too. Like, who's getting a Mega, who's getting Evolution, who's getting a regional form. You know, like those kind of videos always do well on these types of channels. Top shiny Pokemon. See, even if it's just like somebody's own preference, those videos do well. Looked like he was doing some stuff with like ROM hacks. Rogue. Yeah, I'm really not too familiar on the ROM hacky ones. Okay, he does like the Let's Play stuff. Yeah, again, I wasn't huge on his channel, but you know, I kind of have to mention him. I did watch on and off back in the day, but not a whole lot. And then for the last three channels in this, definitely gonna be talking about some stuff that like, I'm gonna talk about some channels where like when they put out a video, I'm watching. If I'm not watching that day, I'm watching the next day. And if I'm not watching the next day, then I'm rethinking my life because I wasn't able to prioritize their videos into my life as soon as they came out. And Pikasprey Yellow, he's got another channel too. Oh my god, Pikasprey Blue, I think it's called, where it's just like his Let's Play stuff, you know. But his like quality content that you can tell that he puts like so much time and effort into is on Pikasprey Yellow. As I said it right that time. And he just put out a video yesterday, and it's so good, and it's insane. This guy's been putting out great videos for quite some time. I mean, his channel's 10 years old now. Here, maybe I'll hop over to the popular stuff, but he's been, I would say his his like main videos that he's known for are these soft locking videos, and these are really interesting. Basically what he does is he does certain things in Pokemon games, most of the time totally legit. I would say he tries his absolute best to make things like totally legit. He gets inside a Pokemon game and sets it up so that if you like give it to somebody, you can't beat it. You have to start over. Like, I probably didn't explain it that well just now, but just watch one video, you'll know what I'm talking about. And he is the master at this. I mean, trapped with Caterpie for 240 days. Now, he doesn't actually, you know, try to get out of this for that long, you know, but he goes over the math on how realistic it is to get out of these situations. And the one he did with Heatran just yesterday is just another great video. I highly recommend checking it out. It's really, really good content. I mean, you know, now he had some other stuff in there. One of my cats is freaking out. He has some other types of videos in there too. That's good. I recommend watching. He, for a while there, was really interested in unused content, just kind of like breaking into games and seeing what stuff is in the code, but not really able to see in the game without hacking the code. And that might sound a little lame to some, but I'd check it out too. I mean, it's pretty interesting stuff. But these soft locking videos are his creme de la creme content. It's really good stuff. I do recommend checking out his other channel too, I screwed up that time. Pikasprey Blue. There was a while there where I was watching him play like, I don't even remember the name of the Yu-Gi-Oh game, the one that's on the Switch. And I don't even care about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, watching his video, I was watching his series playing through that Yu-Gi-Oh game, and I was like, should I start caring about Yu-Gi-Oh? That looks pretty cool, you know? I played it a bit as a kid, you know, just like as kids do, just making up our own rules kind of thing, but he got me interested in that. I didn't actually play it, but I still think about, like, should I play Yu-Gi-Oh? But I don't know, I'm already kind of all in on the Pokemon, but he's got some good stuff, and yeah, you can see he does dip outside of Pokemon a little bit, but he's a pretty Pokemon focused channel, I think it's safe to say. Yeah, and I think maybe he was posting some highlights from his other channel on this channel at one point too. But yeah, again, his soft lock videos are what he's known for, I would say. Okay, I'm gonna talk about two more. Now, the last two I'm gonna talk about, and you know, in a weird way, at least with JPR, I wouldn't say he's an OG, and that's not like to be disrespectful or anything. I'm saying that because I think he's hitting his prime now, you know? So if you look at his channel, he's been around for 13 years. He was even doing the Wi-Fi battle thing, right? Which is great. He was around the block, probably at a pretty young age, just kind of, you know, if you can kind of, I mean, I think on one of his recent videos, you can kind of get an idea for, you know, how old he is. You know, he's probably in his teens when he's making these videos, right? Probably not the best content. We can all be Jimmy Whetzel now, can we? But I want to throw him in here. One, I watch his videos every single week. I mean, just look at all those red bars. Like, I'm always watching this guy's stuff. It's good stuff. I didn't even finish that one. Very, very ashamed. But yeah, I mean, look, I watch this guy's stuff every single week, and it's usually all stuff I already know, but I keep going back to it. I just do. I mean, it's just his channel is like my little dose of Pokemon facts every week, you know? Friday, I just had a long week at work. Oh, hey, look, JPR put out a new video. I'm gonna watch it for 10 minutes while I do dishes or whatever. It's good stuff, you know, honestly. And he does pretty well at coming up with some original videos. You know, I mean, a lot of his videos is probably stuff you've seen on other channels at some point, but he does it very well. It's quite thorough, and he's a pretty funny guy, honestly. And it's like PG humor too, which probably doesn't really matter to some people, but I don't know. When it comes to Pokemon videos, when there's just like a bunch of swearing and stuff. I mean, I don't know, call me boomer, but that stuff, it kind of makes me cringe. I think it's just because it's like, okay, this is a series I grew up with and you're dropping F-bombs and stuff like that. And I know I occasionally swear in my videos, but you know, just trust me, bro. It's good. It's good stuff. And yeah, I don't really know what more to say. I mean, it's Pokemon facts videos. He's really good at it. I don't know what to say. It's good stuff, and I watch it. I recommend checking out his channel. Okay, the last one that I want to mention is Droomish, and it was funny. I almost forgot to include Droomish in here, but somebody on the Discord reminded me, like, hey, you should talk about Droomish. I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot about Droomish. So, yeah, thank you so much. I think it was Omniweeb. Thank you. And Droomish he's a pretty remarkable YouTuber, I must say. He's got to be, I think, the most original YouTuber when it comes to Pokemon fact channels, that kind of stuff. Now, he's by no means an OG, and that's kind of thing. I feel kind of weird including him in here, but I want to talk about his channel, but I don't really know like how else he would fit in this series, so I'm gonna put him in here because yeah, he's only been around for 3 years, like, so definitely not an OG. You can consider this to be just kind of a bonus video or bonus YouTuber, I guess, in this series. But I have to talk about him because his content is so original in a world where Pokemon fact videos are just like regurgitated, and it's a copycat league, guys. And I don't mean that to be insulting. Like, I'll give you an example. Just the other day, JPR put out a video talking about the worst Pokemon in every region, and like literally the same day, Jimmy F. Cool did basically the same thing. I watched both videos because, you know, I'm a sucker for that stuff, but it kind of goes to show you that it's like, it's a copycat league, really. I mean, I'm not saying they talk about the exact same Pokemon, but you know what I mean? While Droomish is always doing something original, it's insane. It's almost like, I don't even know how to describe it. He thinks about stuff in the Pokemon games that, like, I mean, you gotta have a really, like, just special brain to be able to think of some of these topics. I mean, honestly, this is a funny one, by the way. I'd watch this. I like that one. Just really, really, I mean, he's talking about, like, the lore behind the Ace Trainer class. Like, who the hell thinks of that kind of stuff? Honestly, he loves talking about NPCs in Pokemon games. He has a couple of videos I still need to watch. Yeah, I don't really know what more to say. It's the bug catching contest. It's good stuff. And this is definitely a YouTuber that I think deserves more views on his videos too, because it's really original stuff. He's super mellow. I mean, the guy's voice is just made for people who fall asleep to YouTube videos. That's all I can really say. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, again, that's the kind of stuff I used to fall asleep to back in the day too, those kind of videos. And you know, he hasn't been like that popular of a YouTuber for very long. I'd say like GPR, he's kind of hitting his prime. But I mean, you know, 90,000 subscribers, that's nothing. And he's definitely well known in the Pokemon community, but this guy is just super original. I mean, he's got to be the most original YouTuber I've talked about in this entire series up to this point. Just the stuff he finds to talk about, like, it's so different. And I highly recommend checking out his channel. It's really good stuff. This is a good one too, with this one about the Battle Pyramid, I think. I don't know. I only play Factory. That's all I know about the Battle Frontier. But really good channel. Highly recommend checking out Droomish. I mean, I highly recommend checking out anyone I talked about today. But Droomish, he's a good one. And that's it for today. Not sure what part 4 is going to look like. I've been meaning to talk about Hida Fajita, so maybe that will come up. I'll probably be taking a bit of a break from the series, though. I've kind of talked about what I wanted to talk about, but yeah, I mean, let me know. Let me know what you want to see. I mean, again, like, I only really want to talk about channels that I watched back in the day, because I can't really add too much more when it comes to just like random channels that get thrown at me. But you know, let me know if you want to see a Fajita video. I'll put that together. I love talking a little bit about the channels that were part of that collective, and maybe we can look at just some of the classic Fajita videos and teams and stuff like that. Okay, I want to find one that has Tyrantrum, man. Tyrantrum is my favorite Heat Pokemon, I think. Tyrantrum in Gen 6. I need to find a team with one of those. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.